A collision between two semis in Neligh, Nebraska Thursday morning turned into an impromptu cattle drive. That's because, according to Neligh's police chief, some of the more than 100 cows being carried in one of the semis were able to escape due to the damage to the trailer they were being carried in. Some of the cattle did die as a result of the crash, and it took more than 7 hours for authorities to round up the ones that did escape. But they were all eventually loaded into a new trailer and taken away. 2 people were taken to the hospital as a result of the crash: the driver of the cattle hauling semi and the driver of a car that hit one of the escaped cows.